It is time to get raw. It is time to get down. It is time for the Raw Down, the #1 source for all things WWE, right here at the Turnbuckle Tavern. I am your co-host, Young Anthony. Joined with me, as always, are my two co-hosts, my two stooges, if you will. First, we have from the Chick Foley Show and Open Mic. He is the MVP, only on days that don't end with a Y. The MVP Marco is in the building.
What?
How are you, sir?
What's up with this dude with the jabs at us? What the hell?
I have the right to, throw some jabs, and we'll get to that in a moment. But Marco, how are you doing?
You hate us because you ain't us.
Yeah, I was doing fine until that. I don't know about that one. Just by the skin of his teeth, this guy's
we'll
talk
about that.
We'll get there.
We'll definitely talk about that because there's some
all right, Marco, you had your chance. I hope you're doing well. And we also have Mr. coming down the aisle himself. J-Bone is here with us. J-Bone, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
All right. Well, we got a jam-packed episode. I'm doing well, by the way. Thanks for asking. We got a jam-packed episode.
Nobody cares
tonight.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah,
there's so much to talk about. We are off the heels of some Royal Rumble. We're going to get to some Royal Rumble fallout, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Or should I say the good, the bad, and the hardy? A lot to discuss on this episode.
Good, the bad, the Bray Wyatt.
Oh boy. Oh boy. But first, it is only right that we begin this episode the proper way.
And now, the RAWDOWN presents the crowning ceremony for the RAWDOWN Championship.
The recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Once again, you are the twos and I'm the one. Still your RAWDOWN predictions champion, the longest reigning, officially the longest reigning predictions champion. I might just go down as a forever champion. I might as well just engrave my name on the little title plate, on the nameplate. It's my championship, and no one's taking it from me. I am still your RAWDOWN predictions champion, and I got laid up for the occasion.
It's about time.
That joke will always get old, and still your champion. Thank you, and another thank you.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a second because honestly, I was thinking about this. You're damn lucky I did not call you out on these surprises that you had last week.
Tell me about that. Go ahead.
So you had what really gave you the edge, no pun intended, was you had two surprises, 2 points.
Yep.
Number one being Logan Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which is a surprise.
Is he really a surprise? He was
absolutely
in the main.
He's a surprise. He just had a torn ACL, MCL.
He was in the main event
whatever
2 months ago. 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. I think we need to call President Sneed on this.
Yeah, I think
And Edge, who was also on a pay-per-view 3 months ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that being 3 months ago as compared to 9 months ago is a surprise. And by the way, does that automatically make Cody Rhodes not a surprise? Because
he announced it.
Yeah, they announced
that's what I'm saying. Like, it takes a few months. Like, come on already. How many months does it qualify to be a surprise?
Is that really? But yeah, I think I get what J-Bone's saying.
I don't think it's months. I mean, to be honest with you,
are they really surprises? Logan Paul and
weren't
Edge
announced, so they're a surprise.
I think we were thinking more towards like an actual surprise, like someone that hasn't been active in the past 9 months.
I think we need to call President Sneed and get an official ruling on this.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're. I think
the title needs to be held.
Okay, so in that case, it comes down to now at the next Rumble, we're going to remember this. How many months does it take to all of a sudden signify what a surprise is? Because I didn't know there was a criteria on how long a man had to be down and out with an injury. So I'll keep that in mind. But for now,
Edge wasn't down and out with an injury. He just wasn't on TV.
Yeah, he just wasn't on TV.
He was Dennis Stamp. He wasn't
announced. That's what I'm saying. Look at these. You're trying to
Nah.
wiggle your way into
It's not. Those weren't
some type of
surprises.
case, but you don't have one. You don't have one.
No, there's a case. There's definitely a case.
I will give you like the last couple months. Well, actually, I wasn't here in November. I would have probably smashed you.
Yeah, no, I don't
back
think
in the
so.
War Games.
I don't think
But
so.
No, we skipped the pay-per-view. Did we do War Games?
So
Yeah, we
I
did.
think
Remember that was the Thanksgiving.
So
one that we recorded?
your title
I
was.
thought we did a
Hell
bye
Felony.
week. Didn't we do a bye one where we didn't?
Nope. The RAWDOWN taking bye weeks in it? We never do that. Come on, Marco.
Are
Don't
you
you remember
sure?
we pre-recorded it?
But did we do? We didn't do we didn't do the title though on the line. We just did.
Yeah.
We just talked about it. I don't remember doing that.
Well, being the fighting champion that I am, if I got those predictions wrong, I would have handed over the title to you. But I got those predictions correct.
Nah, I
too.
think we need to go back to that episode because I don't think we. I think we did a
Well,
bye
that
week 'cause of
was in
J-Bone.
November, and we're in February, so
Yeah.
that doesn't really matter.
How about
anymore.
this? I got something to really just lay this out on the line, and this is just hitting me on the spot.
Oh man, yeah, I forgot about this.
If you're a fighting champion, we haven't talked about this at all, folks.
Oh, that was
Why
a
don't you-
storyline that was a storyline from when you took your
What-
hiatus. I'm
Why
not
don't-
counting
why
that
don't- no, no,
anymore.
no,
That
no,
was
I'm not done.
that was
I'm not done.
pre-bony
I'm not done.
hiatus era. I don't give
I'm
a
not
fuck.
done. Well, if you're a fighting champion, we got a little a special event this weekend, Vengeance Day. We can run down that card,
Oh.
make our picks, and let's see if you got it.
Sure.
All right, we're doing it, baby.
We're doing it.
I thought you were going a whole.
As Adam
Different-
Pearce says, it is official.
I thought you were going a whole different route, dude.
I did I did too.
You have something that can be used to your advantage if you remember.
I do have something. It's in the closet right now. I can't get to it.
Do you remember Young Anthony? I think you
I
remember.
remember. That's what I was saying.
We
That was
haven't
a
really-
storyline from before Jay.
No, it's not a storyline.
We
Hasn't
haven't
been a
really,
hiatus away from
we
the
haven't
show.
we haven't
Now he's
really
back. We don't need to
haven't
worry
really
about that
talked
anymore.
about how we're gonna do that yet, but
Yeah, hasn't been a year. Well, how long ago did you get that? It was.
it's just back in July. So.
Yeah, money in the
Oh yeah,
bank.
you still got some time, brother.
Yeah.
You can hold out.
I'm gonna be like Edge. I'm gonna be like Seth Rollins. I'm gonna hold on to that sucker. I'm just gonna use my magic.
No, I
source
think you're going to be like John Cena. You're going to call your shot and you're going to lose because you're a loser, J-Bone. Don't forget that.
We'll
Now it's
talk
gonna be-
about this more off air, but
Now
Vengeance
it's-
Day.
We'll do Vengeance Day.
Hey,
but for
hey, you
now,
know what?
can we talk about the Rumble, please?
All
Are you
right,
sure you want to do Vengeance Day?
We're 8
Yeah.
minutes in.
Yeah,
I know.
confident?
Are you sure you want to do Vengeance Day?
I mean, I've been watching NXT, so I mean,
J-Bone,
wanna-
if you can name one match off of the Vengeance Day card, I'll give you a...
Grayson Waller versus Braun Breaker.
All right, good enough. Let's do it. But until then, I want to talk about the Royal Rumble. Can we finally get into this? Because we got to talk about this.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
do this. Let's
also
do
All
this.
right.
Paul Cruz
This is
and-
your fault.
Yeah,
It's always
Hayes
my
and-
fault. and I'm
Hayes
glad
and
that it
Cruz.
is.
Don't forget about that. Triple
So,
that for the
ins-
women's. I'm ready. Let's go.
Instead of stepping outside the ropes, we're just going to hop on into the ring with our first segment, Collar and Elbow.
Collar and elbow.
All right, we got Collar and Elbow for you, folks. And honestly, this whole segment of Collar and Elbow is going to be about the Royal Rumble because, boy, oh boy, I'm sure we got a lot of different takes and opinions, wrong takes
Yeah.
with J-Bone.
Oy vey.
On each of these matches. So I figured we're just going to go, blow by blow, what happened on the show. And let's start off right at the top of the show with a surprise return. One of the only surprise returns you got on this show, Pat McAfee. Apparently,
Yes.
Corey Graves and Michael Cole both didn't know that he was making his return, which led to a more genuine reaction for the both of them.
Yeah.
We got Pat McAfee back. He was calling Royal Rumble, and I'm sure he'll be back on SmackDown. I don't want to waste too much time on this because we've got 2 Royal Rumble matches to talk about, but I want to ask you guys, with Pat McAfee back in the swing of things, probably on SmackDown, what happens with Wade Barrett? Do you see any commentary changes? What are you guys thinking?
I've got some bad news.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Booker maybe. I think he's gonna go back down to NXT. Booker saying, hey, thanks, but
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm
no
thinking.
thanks. You got a guy like
You gotta feel like.
I like Booker T on commentary on NXT.
I haven't watched it, so okay.
Well, it's good to see Pat McAfee back, but they started the show hot and heavy with the men's 30-man over the top rope.
Who predicted that?
I know this is like your one thing that you're going off of. Oh, the Roman and KO match is going to be at the end of the show. This has never happened before.
I did. Well, I did say it happened
10 times before, but
I did. I mentioned that as well. I said there was other times it happened.
Well,
guess I just like to
that
listen.
Prediction wasn't enough to get you my champion.
You didn't get laid, Marco.
Yeah. Dang.
So let's talk about this Rumble match. Just some brief notes that we can bring up here. Gunther and Sheamus kick things off at number 1 and 2, which was honestly a nice start to the Rumble. Everyone thought it was going to be Cody and Seth. It probably made the most sense to do Cody and Seth, but why go predictable? You might as well go with the other hot feud. I guess it's pretty funny. Cody and Seth and Gunther and Sheamus both were like neck and neck of match of the year last year. So it makes sense that instead of having one, you had the other. Speaking of Gunther, he was, of course, the runner-up. More on that in a bit. He is the longest time spent in a Royal Rumble match, not counting the greatest Royal Rumble, but who counts that?
Nobody counts that.
Yeah,
71 minutes, I believe the time was, which is beautiful time. Obviously, MVP of that match. We got some returns. Booker T, Edge, Logan Paul being the most notable ones. Or I think the only ones. What else? Like I said, Logan Paul, he was in the match. He had a great moment with Ricochet doing the
that was
springboard
badass
move. That was a great moment. We set up some potential WrestleMania matches in this Royal Rumble match. Bobby and Brock seems to be all but confirmed.
I think that could happen in Elimination Chamber. Brock,
or it could happen at Elimination Chamber.
Brock is
they did
confirmed
tease
for
Brock and Gunther. That's a good point.
Yeah, Brock is confirmed for Elimination Chamber. So
that's true. He is going.
I don't know if that's a match you can really a feud you can really build for 2 months, 3 months. That's gonna be pretty difficult to do. So
good points.
Of course,
yeah. For once. And besides that, I mean, you get a few nice little moments of, Judgment Day running things in the match. I thought Judgment Day looked pretty strong in this match. I thought this was a good showing for them.
Dom looked good.
Especially Dom, yeah. And then it all comes down to Cody, who entered at number 30. So it was not like my prediction of him entering at number 1. I was just off by this much.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes at number 30. Gunther at number 1 were the final two. And they get 7 minutes as the final two, which was, fun fact, the same amount of time as HBK and The Undertaker had at Royal Rumble 2007. So that was a nice little touch there. And after a great back and forth, we finally get our Royal Rumble winner, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. And he's going to WrestleMania to challenge the big dog, Roman Reigns.
So he's the head of the table, pal.
He's a tribal chief.
He'll always be a big dog.
Big dog was so 2019.
All right, jeez.
All right. I'm sure J-Bone, you're going to want to start off because you were very vocal about this match in the chat. So go ahead, talk about it.
I mean, look, I've probably kind of lightened my stance a little bit, but we talked about, I think, the Royal Rumble's always been built on, okay, who's coming out next, right? Like, that's the excitement. 10, 9, 8, so and so, right? You do the countdown. And you had 4 tag teams in this Rumble? I think that was a bit much. And, I think that kind of just shows what they think of tag teams, to be honest with you. It's like, and it in kayfabe land, it doesn't make sense. If you're a tag team wrestler, why are you going after the world title? Why are you doing that? It makes absolutely no sense. So why have all these tag teams? I do think the lack of surprises hurt this Rumble a lot. You could say Edge and Paul surprise all you want, but it just I think you could have. And I'm not just saying like all right, Rock. Oh, there's no Rock or no Austin. No. Okay, I knew once the men's Rumble was going on first. I was like, well, there's no Rock or Austin.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, it's not a big deal. I wasn't even really looking towards that anyway. I just thought, there's a lot of good free agents out there, a lot of good NXT stars you could have featured. Good opportunity to call them up, and it was just squandered. I do think it's lazy booking to put Cody at 30 and have him win it, and I think it's going to hurt Cody in the long run potentially.
I have a counter to that, but
because you already heard it the other night with the Judgment Day when they said, "Oh, you were number 30, you're the golden boy, you're giving everything."
No, not that. No, it's something different. But
fans are going to hear that. They're going to start. I think it's the time's going to be ticking where Cody's going to start getting booed at some point. Not by the kids, obviously. He's going to be the kid favorite, but he's going to become. It's going to become, and I don't think it's going to be as bad as it was in AEW. You're going to start probably hearing a smattering of boos at some point. And
hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
That up as a hot take.
Oh.
Yeah, I just that's kind of what I feel like, and the more and more this bloodline, I mean, and we'll talk about it later, but this bloodline has just reached a whole nother level. What are the fans gonna think with Roman? I mean, is he gonna still have that heat, or are they just gonna love this storyline? They're just gonna cheer the hell out of Roman no matter what, It's a gamble. I think putting and then finishing with number 1 and number 30 in kayfabe, it's silly.
I don't want to go off on the women's Rumble yet, but I feel like it was very weird how
I think so.
Number ones lasted
right
to the final two.
It's a very lazy booking, to be honest.
Plus, it was in the women's match. Sorry to cut you off, but in the women's match, it was number 1 and number 2, and then in the men's match, it was number 1 and number 30.
Yeah,
like how late? That's such a weird finish for me. I don't know.
Yeah. It's just I thought it was just kind of lazy booking. So that's my thoughts on the men's room. I'm happy Cody's the winner. I mean, and obviously it was pretty predictable, but look, whatever, it's fine. Like, it's gonna be a hell of a main event, and I'm here for it. So
yeah,
Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, he's not 100%. That's why he was in at 30.
Okay, then if he's not 100%, then he shouldn't be wrestling.
That's a good point.
I mean, that's a counterpoint.
That morning.
He was cleared to wrestle, so he's gonna. You talk about a guy that wrestled a 25-minute match with an injury. Like, if he's gonna be like good to go, he's gonna go. I mean,
then in that case,
put him in at 22 or something.
I was going to say, put him at number 27 to up those numbers of the number 27 being the most, the best odds of winning the Royal Rumble or something like that.
Yeah.
But in that case, they shouldn't have announced, and I'm sure someone was going to bring this up because I feel like this is the overall consensus to a lot of people's eyes. But if you knew that Cody wasn't going to be either cleared until the day of, or also if you knew that there wasn't going to be any other major surprises, why would you announce Cody in the first place? Like, I understand it's like, you don't want to set like like, what if they go to Saturday morning and all of a sudden they find out it's probably best that Cody doesn't wrestle? I know it's like very
they're screwed. I mean,
exactly. That's what I mean. So why would you announce him in the first place? Why don't they give the fans a surprise?
Yeah.
I don't know.
My other question is, why are you all still surprised that WWE spoils surprises? That's my other question.
It's been a problem for years.
Like, why are you guys just like, why did WWE do this? They've been doing this for the past how many years? Spoiling surprises. So, I mean, I hate to sound like the straight shooter, that's what they do. It's old hat by now. Like, I don't get why people are so upset when that happens. It's going to happen. It's going to continue to happen. There's going to be a surprise for WrestleMania that's going to be spoiled. Guaranteed. Some big stars going to show up or something like that. And they're going to spoil it. That's what WWE does. I mean, what can you do?
So
Yeah.
overall, consensus on the Rumble match, Marco. Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was like, I mean, I really, so just to like piggyback off of J-Bone, once the match was on first, like I predicted, also once the pre-show, they did that Bloodline segment on the pre-show where Roman said, "You're going to be with me all night."
Mhm.
Like that right there told you like not to expect anything crazy to happen in the Rumble. Like that for me anyway. I'm not sure. I mean, everyone wants to stay like, you know, marks and stuff like that, and not and like once those two presidents are set, like there's nothing happening in that Rumble. It's just going to be straight like wrestling storyline. The slow paced Triple H style stuff, which you see with Gunther and stuff like that, and like the little stories in between. But once that got out of the way, like you could enjoy the Rumble for what it is. I mean, I went back and watched it again. I thought it was fine. I mean, I think everyone we talked about this on the Chick Foley show. And we all agreed. I think everyone worked themselves up. Like all the fans worked themselves up into something happening.
Okay, but listen to your fans though.
No, I'm talking about us. Like us as
know.
fans worked ourselves up.
I know. Listen to your
in our
fans.
own minds, though, not being vocal about it. Just like
Listen to your
man, this is gonna
fans.
happen, and this is gonna happen, and then nothing happened, and we're like, oh, even Seth said that. He was just like, I was like he was coming back from Texas that day, so he wanted to like get back. He's all hyped for it, and he said he thinks because he like booked his own Royal Rumble in his head, that ruined it for him, which a lot of fans did.
J-Bone, what do you think WWE should have listened to the fans more about, like the surprise returns, the entrance?
I think more along the surprise returns. I'm not saying go out there. Oh, okay. Oh, the fans want Austin. Let's go get Austin. Obviously, that's not what I mean.
Right.
Like I don't know. It just would have been fun to see a lot more free agents out there, and I think this is just overbooked with, not the right talent. I don't know. I'm not knocking the talent, but I mean, like I mentioned earlier, just like why have 4 tag teams in there? You didn't need every member of Judgment Day in there. You could have gotten away with Dom and Finn and been fine.
Yeah.
You didn't need New Day. You didn't need both members of New Day necessarily. You didn't need American Alpha. I mean, there was at the highest point at one time with New Day, I think it was just Kofi that entered one year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm not knocking the other guys or whatever, or Xavier, but Kofi's, first of all, he's a former WWE champion, so it makes a little bit more sense for him to like try to achieve that level, right? Otis is not going to be WWE champion anytime soon. Chad Gable's not going to be WWE champion. Maybe tag team champions on the road, but not WWE champions. I don't know.
So you're thinking they should only put people in there that they think could be a WWE
I mean,
champion?
it makes it
There will be like 5 people in the Rumble.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Or maybe not even 5, probably like 2. It'd be a one-on-one match.
Just not so many tag teams. I mean,
I agree with you in the point of like that they added too many tag teams. But in that case, if you were going to add tag teams into the Royal Rumble, then at least make it something like how you were able to cash in Money in the Bank on the United States Championship all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like if Otis wins the Royal Rumble, he should be able to say, well, I'm going to join in with Chad and we're going to go for the tag team titles. Because in that case, I know it's not
that devalues the Royal Rumble.
So look at this though. But if
it
you guys
values the tag titles. Go ahead, Marco.
So here's what they did. I'm not sure if you guys seen this, but when they, the night of the Royal Rumble, and they're given the Royal Rumble rules, what they said was at the bottom, whoever wins the Royal Rumble gets a shot at a championship at WrestleMania. It didn't say the WWE championship. It said a championship. So go back, watch the rules things. It says you get a shot at a championship.
They should have driven that home though. If if go for any title.
I mean, I guess more along the lines of if they're going to have tag teams, like shoot an angle with it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
no, you're right.
Like with Montez and D'Angelo Hawkins, Dawkins. Sorry,
Dawkins, yeah.
Angelo Dawkins. Jeez,
D'Angelo Hawkins, baby.
D'Angelo Hawkins, D'Angelo Hawkins,
the brother of Kurt Hawkins. Anyways, but yeah, should like make it be like where you set some, plant some seeds where and even if it doesn't happen, at least it's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. They should have hammered that. Young Anthony's right. They should have, because they did mention it, but they didn't they should have. I mean, I'll have to go back and listen, but they should have said throughout the match, like, "Oh, just remember the winner of the Royal Rumble gets a championship match at WrestleMania." So there, now you're going, okay, if like you said, if there's too many tag teams, so if Otis wins for some odd reason, him and his partner are gonna now get a shot at a championship, which would probably not happen because that's not appealing as far as a Royal Rumble winner, but maybe like a Gunther or something like that, because he could either relinquish, or maybe if there's someone in the mid card, like maybe Sheamus wins or something like that, he chooses like Gunther for the main. I'm not sure if they'd make that the main event at WrestleMania, but it'd be like it'd bring more prestige to whoever was holding those championships. And you got to think of it. So if it was a tag team type of thing, the champions are the Usos. So it's not a main event match if your tag team is going against the Usos. So obviously we probably would want to see, American Alpha against the Usos. I mean, I wouldn't as a match. So it'd have to be like Judgment Day. Maybe Judgment Day wins, and now Dom and Finn face the Usos at WrestleMania for the undisputed. So that's a little bit more appealing. But yeah, you're right. They definitely should have, hammered that fact home. But
to the point of like the entrance being a little bit of a disappointment, I agree on the basis of the Royal Rumble being like a time for a lot of surprises.
Yeah.
And I know that in recent months, we've gotten a lot of returns and a lot of them being disappointments. So it makes sense for them to kind of cut down on the surprises here. But I understand that like this is an environment where surprises are like expected.
Yeah.
However, in thinking about it and like giving it like some thought, like at the time I was annoyed about it because I was expecting like, your Matt Cardonas, and like I was like holding out hope that maybe there would be like a Jay White pop up. But then at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, like, if we get those, and I knew from like when everyone started talking about like those one-time contracts, like those one appearance, like what purpose would that even have served? You bring in like Matt Cardona, sure, it's a good moment, but you're also taking away a spot from someone else who would be able to shine and would be there on Monday.
It builds,
continue wrestling.
It adds more of the mystique of the Royal Rumble match. Like anybody could come off the streets and enter and should get a WrestleMania championship.
Yeah, you're right,
match.
But it's like the mystique of the Rumble is already a thing. Like there's no need to continue.
I think it just devalues it. It drops it down a peg,
No, I think it devalues it a little bit, but I think it enhances the rest of the roster because although like
I can get
I think this is the point of like this Rumble, like the 30 men that were picked, with the exception of Rey Mysterio, which I thought was so dumb. They could have easily, done that better. But I think it was smart in the fact that majority of the entrants were main roster guys, even if they were tag teams, but they were all acts that are like continuously presented on TV. Like even though American Alpha Academy was in there, they're still on TV every week. And like Judgment Day, they got presented really well. And even guys who like haven't been, presented that well recently, like Gargano and Karrion Kross, like they still got appearances. So I think that enhances them a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of like, even in the moment, I was kind of viewing it as like those returns of like Brock, Edge, they were almost like segues in the Rumble match. Like when Brock came in, like that was the end of like part one of the Rumble.
Yeah.
And then when Edge came in, that was the end of like the Judgment Day part of the Rumble. And then they moved on to the final act with Cody. Like that's kind of the way that I view it. I think that's really smart because, there's no reason for Brock or Edge to really make a big case to win the Rumble entirely. Like I'd rather use them smart to progress some storylines, which they did. So I think that was good.
I mean, you could still progress it, but still have that. Oh, are they gonna, are they gonna be the winner?
Yeah, I guess. They kind of.
it was just too telegraphed all night.
Yeah. They did that in 2020 too with the they kind of told the story. Well, they actually not kind of. They actually did with Brock going in at number 1.
Yeah.
Tossing 13
that was a
people.
hell of a Rumble.
So that was like a storyline. It was like Brock was the first half of the Rumble. You know, Ricochet comes in, causes some chaos. Drew McIntyre comes in, kicks him out. And that's like the middle part of the story. Now you have the rest of the Rumble. And then after that, shortly after that, again, big return for Edge. And then you got to see all the, the possible matchups. Him and AJ Styles in the ring. Him and who else? I think Riddle was in the ring
Roman,
at the time.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah, Roman. So and then you get the clearing out, not that people get thrown out, but like everyone's down. And then you get that face off between him and Randy Orton, like that reunion, like, hey, like that type of thing. So like it does work when you do like a story arc within the Rumble. Last year didn't have that.
No,
not this year. Last year did not have that story arc whatsoever.
I think something that the Rumble was missing this year, and it was like on full display, and it was an interesting way to go about the Rumble, was that I don't feel like everyone in that match had the intention of like trying to win the match to go fight Roman.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone served almost like a different purpose. Like Edge was there to target Judgment Day.
Yep.
Like Bobby and Brock did their thing. Like there were some people that were just in the match just to progress a storyline, and it wasn't the fact of they wanted to go on to Main Event Mania. And they even confirmed that really this past Monday with the Women's Rumble, that Bayley straight out said, I was only in the Rumble match to make sure that Becky didn't win.
Yeah.
Which it's like, I guess that's good. I think it's, like I said, an interesting way to go about the Rumble, but it is dumb. Like you can progress the story while still making it competitive. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't think
that's like so that's sorry. That's like saying like Patrick Mahomes is only in the Super Bowl, so
right.
Jalen Hurts doesn't win.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you know what? The other that's kind of true, because in any past Royal Rumbles, like you would know the intentions of everyone or the main people going in. Like they're like no one mentioned Roman. Like that's like the build up to the Royal Rumble. Like anyone that entered in or that was announced, they didn't do those like vignettes where they're like, yeah, my plan is to go in there and face it. Like there was no like you said, there was no intention to win the Royal Rumble. It was just like people were just there to kind of move the Royal Rumble along. It was like back in the day, like everyone would have their story on why they would want to be in the Royal Rumble, and that's mainly obviously to get that shot at the championship or whatever respective championship they had. But there was no storytelling against Roman Reigns. It's almost just like, well, he's going to be the champion forever. Might as well not even bother winning, because if we do win, we're just not going to beat him. That's what it seemed like anyway.
Felt like,
yeah, no, you're right about that. It's actually a good point. Good thing we have our knight in shining armor, Cody Rhodes, to do the deed.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm fine with Cody winning. Obviously, like he was my number 2 pick. I know this. I kind of went crazy with the Sami fantasy booking, but I mean, as long as they're able to go from Elimination Chamber, because that's really when the Cody and Roman feud is going to start. As long as they can go from the Elimination Chamber, or I should say the Raw after, to WrestleMania with a story that feels like a Mania main event, then like it'll be fine. I just think if you're talking about story, and we're always complaining about, oh, there's no long-term storytelling in WWE, you might as well put what may be a top 5 or top 10 greatest story of all time in the main event of Mania. But we'll get there when we get there. Any final comments about the men's Rumble match before we get into this atrocity?
No, I mean, it ended perfectly. My guys in Mania, that's all that matters. Continue.
This is what I could sum up. I could sum up the Rumble like this.
Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives a shit?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Oh,
I did not pull that one out.
We're getting a Stardust figure too.
Yeah, they get a Chase, a regular and a Chase version. Definitely got to cop both of those.
Which what outfit is he wearing? Which paint?
That hasn't been.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be the remake of the one that no one can ever get. That's what I think. The one that I actually have, that one, the one that's like elusive to everybody. And I think the chase is going to be like the spike. Maybe we wore like that, like spiky looking cape thing.
Oh,
I
that'll
think
be
that's
nice.
what it's going to be.
That'll be nice. Something that was not nice was this next match.
It's very nice. I like it.
It was.
He's gonna puke. He's gonna puke.
Thank you, J-Bone. This is the fucking worst thing I've ever seen.
This is right up there with Kennel from Hell match. Like,
No, Kennel for Hell match was actually pretty good.
This makes the zombies
dog shitting on the side of the room.
Yeah, of course, dude. That would actually help this match if that was the case.
This makes the zombies from 2 years ago look like a main event masterpiece at WrestleMania.
Mr. Perfect versus Bret Hart.
You didn't like Uncle Howdy's wee dive off the top of the thing.
All right, wait. Let's break this down.
This is fucking atrocious.
There's not much to break down.
There is. You'd be surprised. I'm gonna try. LA Knight comes out. He's wearing a very suspicious. Yeah. He's wearing a very suspicious yellow neon.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that was a theme. Actually, you know what?
Yellow
Not to
undies.
cut you off. That was a
he has
theme.
yellow undies on.
That was a theme throughout the whole Royal Rumble. If you go back and watch it, because obviously my son is insane and he likes to watch things over and over again. If you watch the men's Royal Rumble, that match, the women's Royal Rumble, there was someone wearing some type of like neon glow type of getup. Like I didn't get it at all. So, but continue.
Always picking up on the good details, Marco. Thank you for that.
Mountain Dew, Pitch Black, sponsored the whole damn show. Probably.
So here comes Bray Wyatt. He's wearing face paint, and I'm thinking, oh, this is pretty cool. He's wearing the face paint, and then he's coming out with the lantern. And then all of a sudden, I see the Funhouse people, and I'm like, oh God.
Let me talk to you.
And I see the Funhouse people. I'm like, okay, this is not going to be.
Everything about this match was god awful.
So we get to the match. Both of them are in the ring.
Amazing.
And Bray.
Wish she came out.
And Bray's got the face paint on. I'm like, oh shit, we're about to get finally Bray's first match. I wonder what this pitch black stipulation is going to be. This is going to be so good. And then the lights turn off.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, what? This is like, I can't even like describe it. Like when you ever see those commercials? Like, you know, if you have kids or if you were a kid a few years ago, you'll relate. The Dreamlight commercials where they have like, it's this like lamp that you put on your side table, and there's little stars cut out in like the sphere.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Turn the lights off. There's the stars that project in neon on your walls. And I'm watching this match and I'm just singing Dreamlight, Starry Night for a Dream. And I'm like, oh my God. So, I mean, you saw the picture, you know, you get the neon ropes, brazen neon.
He looks like a fucked up avatar.
Clearly LA Knight got the memo because he also is wearing neon. Good for him.
So dumb.
Go through the announce table, neon fucking explodes out of the table.
Oh yeah.
They end the match in like 5 minutes. What didn't they have like a neon like?
At least that was the best part of the match.
What, that it ended in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Good point. God. I think the stupidest part of this entire match is what is on your screen right now for our video watchers. And that's the fact that Bray puts on a mask for no reason whatsoever. It looks like another like random reference. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the Thumb Wrestling Federation, but they had a Cartoon Network show where they did thumb wrestlers, and that looks like fuck. What was his name? I gotta look it up now. But he puts on the mask, chases Bray to a very conveniently placed scaffolding where, I don't know, LA Knight like crawls up on the platform. Here comes Uncle Howdy, eats shit on the big dive, and then Bray standing there, and now all the other Firefly Funhouse characters are standing with like at the top of the thing. Like this was awful. This was so bad. Vinny Vitti Victory is his name.
That's right.
You know what he looks like in this picture right here? He looks like I've seen this guy before. He looks like someone that's been drinking from 6 a.m. to about 10 p.m. at Mardi Gras in New Orleans. Or it ain't nothing to be Mardi Gras. It could just be New Orleans.
New Orleans.
I think this is. I've run into this guy a couple times.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah,
from the past.
staring into the abyss, just like trying to figure out his life decisions. And he's surrounded at a fucking rave. Like, how did I get here? Ecstasy. Don't do ecstasy, kids.
Just the fucking worst. Let me see if I can pull this up. Hold on. This was like I look at it side by side and it's fucking perfect. This is Bray Wyatt for you. Vinny Vitti Victory from Thumb Wrestling. I never thought I'd be making a Thumb Wrestling Federation reference on the RAWDOWN, but here we are. Anyone got anything to say about this?
So the one thing I do have to say, and I think I realized this actually today, thinking about, what I was going to say. I think, obviously I was in a bad mood in the chat. I think it was like the combination was, somewhat let down. And then watching this match back to back, I was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My wife was watching the Royal Rumble with me. She's like, I'm going to watch it with you. It's like, okay, cool. Instantly, it's like, done after this. Did not watch it. And I was like, hey, I get it. And so she missed the best part of the night. She's like, I don't care. It's like, okay.
Hey, J-Bone, remember when Bray first returned and you were like, they could stretch out this story until WrestleMania. They can make that his first match.
Yeah, you think they could still do?
Oh, how long ago does that feel? That feels like a fucking eternity. God, this, like, again, I'm going to echo what I said last week. Bray Wyatt, I don't know if I would put him at my top 5 anymore, but he was in my top 5 wrestlers of all time because of all the shit that he did with the Wyatt family and the Funhouse and the Fiend. He comes back and he makes this huge return. It's like, oh my God, what are they going to do with him? Are they going to make him are they going to make him in a stable? Are they going to, what the fuck are they going to do with him? And it took 5 months. And here we are.
Fickle!
I said it in the group chat. This match was either going to make
I'm right there. I'm
or
there
break
with you.
Bray. And what did I say?
No, you're
Make or
absolutely
break.
right. I was saying last thing. I was like, have a little patience. Maybe. Oh God,
It's done.
The patience.
I don't think it's done.
I'm gonna wait till Friday because
see what happens.
You just gotta wait for the SmackDown after. But
Like,
where could they go with this?
You, the audience, are quite frankly tired of having your intelligence insulted.
No, really. Like, where could they go with all this?
I brought out the monster. I brought
My
out the
Uncle
monster.
Howdy's on my side. I forgot that we're technically family, so we have to act like we're friends.
What you seen out there at the Royal Rumble? That wasn't me, man. That was someone else, man. That's exactly what he's gonna say.
That was
guaranteed.
That was my daddy Tex, man.
That wasn't Uncle Howdy. That was Howdy Doody, man.
Oh my God, that dive was awful. So bad. What's worse, that or the Kevin Owens dive? The turnaround.
No, that's way worse. Because at least like in kayfabe, you can be like, like he went for it all, and like he slipped and missed. Like I'm okay with botches like that, but when you're trying to do a big spot and he had plenty of room and completely fucking missed the LA Knight.
What they should have did was go back, watch Shane McMahon and Steve Blackman They'll show you how to do a dive. I forget what pay-per-view that was.
Do
When
you
they
think that was
climbed up the
both?
high
Do you think
scaffold.
they just brought in one of the local indies from Texas to do
probably-
the dive?
Yeah, it was probably Booker T.
Oh yeah, maybe.
You know? Yeah.
I watched the match, and a matter of fact, I fell asleep in the middle of it.
That was my wife.
That was-
She ran away from
that
me.
was
That's what it
everyone.
seemed
Yeah, she's like, all right, I'm gonna go color on my iPad. So, okay.
All right, I'm gonna do anything other than watch this.
I'm gonna go do our taxes. All right, pal.
Oh man. So
Yeah.
look, I think I keep saying it's gonna make or break, but like obviously, if they did this whole angle at the Rumble, there has to be something that is going to happen on Friday. I'm telling you right now, if absolutely nothing happens this Friday and we just get like Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt shaking hands or like just looking at each other menacingly, I'm done. I don't even want to talk about Bray Wyatt anymore if this happens tomorrow. There needs to be a game-changing angle tomorrow on SmackDown. Or this is dumb, or this I don't care anymore. It's at the point where yes, they could go somewhere with it, sure, but it's been 5 months and we've gotten nothing.
Yeah, kind of. Only that stinks is WrestleMania isn't like next; it's Elimination Chamber. So there's if he's gonna be at Elimination Chamber, they're gonna have to like do like a storyline. Maybe him and LA Nate have an actual match. That's what I'm thinking. Like instead of like obviously the pitch black match, they actually have like a one-on-one like match in the ring. Maybe that's what's going to happen at Elimination
Maybe that
Chamber.
match will be sponsored too. I hear Cinnamon Toast Crunch wants to do a sponsor.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Or the new M&M sponsor, Maya Rudolph. Maybe that.
Oh yeah, Maya Rudolph, special guest referee.
Maybe that the M&M's match. I don't know.
Look, I said it last week, and I know I keep calling back, but you know, when you have a story, you've got the exposition where you build up your characters. You have the rising action when things start to get interesting. The climax, which is the game-changing part of the whole story.
The climax.
Yeah, I know that's Shabon's favorite part of the story. The falling action when things kind of settle down and you get some final twists and turns, and the resolution where the story ends. We are 5 months into an exposition. All that we've done is introduce the characters.
Outlined.
Yeah, there's no
there's no peak yet. This is just. The peak is at somewhere. It's gonna.
Maybe the peak happened already and we missed it. Maybe the story is just over and Bray's never coming back.
Oh boy.
Anyways, next,
moving on.
Alexa and Bianca.
On.
We're live.
We're live.
Oh,
that's pretty good, huh? I've been practicing.
You're working on that.
We're live.
We're live.
1998 WWF Rap Rock.
My money's on Kung Fu Naki, by the way, for the entrance scene.
I think I'm going with the Rougeos, the Founders Rougeos.
Rougeos, maybe. Okay, next.
Also, I picked that song when the Chads asked me to pick the song. I said, Fabulous Rougeos, throw that one in there. Thinking of dude though, he was gonna pick that. It was gonna go far.
Next up is Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss. I'm gonna be honest, I don't care about this at all. Move on. We talk about the women's Rumble match.
I mean, the only thing I could say is again, real quick, why with the furthering of this stupid ass Bray Wyatt story, like it even brought that point even more home. Like I'm like I don't give a fuck anymore. Like why?
Yep.
So that's all I'm going to say. Done.
Like it took you 5 months to like finally get to the point where Alexa is meeting Uncle Howdy. Does that mean every 4 months we're going to get a new member of this? Can everyone just join together? Like, what the fuck? Do the stable or don't do the stable.
I have a question.
What are we doing here?
So I have a question.
Out.
I've been going back and forth with this. Do you think ever since Undertaker left, right? He retired and stuff. Do you think we just don't? The spooky stuff isn't.
No,
like we don't care about it anymore.
No, because look at Matt when he was Aleister Black in WWE.
No, I'm talking about like now, like.
No, but I mean that's I'm saying Aleister Black wasn't that long ago.
Define.
I know,
like,
but like I mean,
spooky
like
stuff.
now is it's just
Like
like do you think since
supernatural?
yeah, like the super like Triple H takes over, right? And he's not like you can tell by his style of storytelling that he's not like Vince. That was Vince McMahon's thing, the cinematic, spooky, airy, all that stuff. Like I don't think that's Triple H's thing. I think he's straightforward, like like wrestling storylines, not supernatural storylines. And I think it kind of shows. I like this all this has been disinteresting, essentially. Like you can't say you're interested in this at all. Like at this point, you can't. I don't think you could save it. Like I don't think you. I know you're gonna try to make an argument for it, but
no, I'm not.
I just feel like it's like Triple H's WWE is not the cinematic. We make movies WWE anymore. It's like it's more of like a wrestling.
We make movies.
Still have the production and all that stuff, but as far as like the the zany crazy stuff, I don't know. I don't think Triple H is. That's not his thing, and it wasn't like that really in NXT either. Like he didn't really do any spooky except for like the Bray Wyatt stuff. But like other than that, like after Bray Wyatt left, you had Aleister Black had like the mystique and mysterious stuff, but like nothing yeah, I mean nothing supernatural in the sense where you've seen all these crazy vignettes and different characters, and I don't know. I just think we're kind of past that phase after Undertaker has been gone and been doing it for 30 years. I don't know.
I think it just depends how you do it. Like if you can pull it off and not make it hokey, then yeah, like House of Black, even though we all remember my thoughts on House of Black mid last year. But
I mean,
how they're booked is another thing.
Yeah.
The premise works.
Yeah.
Like, they're great. So I think spooky stuff or scary stuff works as long as it's not like over the top, overproduced.
Yes.
Just hokey, supernatural stuff.
Like Bray Wyatt.
Like Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. Like without like with the House of Black, you can kind of ground it not in reality, but like they could be like a cult. Like that's like you could look at them as like they're not doing anything over, they're not doing anything super crazy where they're like, hovering above the ring and like, disappearing in one side and like kind of like how Matt Hardy would do with the, broken Matt Hardy. He would just like show up in the stands when he was in the ring already. Like you could kind of like base them in reality because there are groups of, people like occult people that do that type of stuff that like, so like, and I think like the House of Black is kind of like a place of worship, essentially, not like this crazy, bizarre world where you can't, I can see people like a group of people like the House of Black, like walking on the street. I live near Salem. I could go to Salem and literally see people that look like members of the House of Black if I wanted to. So that's kind of like reality based in that sense. But
a cult that doesn't do a lot of spooky stuff. Where have I heard that before? They were doing that fucking a decade ago. And then all of a sudden, now we have to do every little detail of Bray Wyatt mixed into one story. Just do what works or don't do anything at all.
Do the ministry, man.
Great guys. Take the booking aside. And I won't go on too long about this because I want to get to the Women's Rumble. You had two great gimmicks. Fucking Wyatt family and the Fiend / the Funhouse.
Yep.
The only reason why those things did not work is because of Vince getting involved with the booking.
Yeah.
That's it. So if you came back and you just did the Funhouse and the Fiend, I know we were talking about change it up a bit, but theoretically, if you came back and you did either the cult shit or the Funhouse shit, it would have worked. There was no need to do, now we're going to do a little bit of the Funhouse, and then we're going to turn it around into Uncle Howdy. And also, here come the puppets, but they're actually people. And now I'm going to do the lights changing up and down.
Yeah, it's too much.
Doesn't make sense. All right, can we get on to the Women's Rumble?
Yes.
It's time. Fun match. I thought
I
this
liked
was
it. Yeah.
the better of the two Rumbles.
Again, a little predictable. When I was that, I mean, I knew Rhea was going to win, but
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I heard she's number one. She's definitely winning.
Yeah. Quick, just recap. Number 1 was Rhea. Number 2 was Liv. Not a lot of surprises in this one either. I mean, you got Roxanne Perez, women's champ.
Yeah.
For NXT.
Yes, NXT.
That was cool.
I think it was better. I'm okay with like NXT people. Like, I think that's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
that
you
was
always
cool.
need some
I got that as a
NXT.
surprise.
Like, why didn't no Braun Breaker, dude? Why didn't he show up at like that was a missed opportunity?
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Well, I heard that Roxanne Perez was kept short in the Rumble match because they didn't want her to be injured before the or risk an injury before the Vengeance Day match.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I guess it would
Don't
make
book
even more
her. It's not like there's no other women. Like,
Yeah.
don't book her.
Michelle McCool came out, which
That
was
was
good.
awesome. That was pretty cool.
You did
Yeah.
the Faith Breaker better than you.
I forgot about that.
That's awesome.
That's
Michelle
awesome.
My wife, cool. Awesome.
Indy Hartwell made an appearance, and Piper Niven gets her name back. So everyone
Yes.
shut the fuck up about that.
Yeah.
No more dewdrop.
Every week. It's like, oh my god. So finally we get that. Who else was in this match? Natalia.
Nia Jax.
Naya.
That's
We're
what
excited about
get to
Nia
last.
Jax.
My hole. Now we can bring my hole back. We get get that
we'll
drop.
slowly
now.
roll, slowly roll.
I don't think she signed back now. I don't think it was. See, there you go. That's a one-off deal right there.
Well,
That's
we
what
don't.
I'm
I
talking
think she
about.
may be back, dude.
I don't think
she may
so.
be.
No, I don't think so. Nia Jax
Wait.
comes back. It takes 11 people to eliminate her. And then, also, Asuka. Face paint, new theme song.
Love it.
Love it. Love it. And finally, final 3 was Rhea, Liv, and Asuka. Really good final 3.
Yeah.
And finally, Rhea eliminates Liv to win the Royal Rumble. All right. Now, Nia Jax. He's not sticking around.
No, I saw her. She's like selling her gear on high spots right now. So.
Oh.
She had like one shirt on WWE Shop, but I guess that just means they're on good terms again. Like, I don't know.
Did you know that she's not like most girls?
I heard there was a rumor about that, but maybe that was confirmed when she gets eliminated and she does a DX crotch chop. That's not like most girls.
No, it isn't.
That's impolite. That's not ladylike.
Yeah,
That's not ladylike
not at
from
all.
Nia.
That's not like most girls doing that.
I love that they botched her fucking entrance too.
Oh my
They
god.
do the time. They play her music without doing the
It's
countdown.
yeah.
Really fitting of Nia.
I think they were
Jax.
just cutting time. They're just like, ugh.
Just get out.
Because that
Chelsea
women's
Green,
match was
too.
long as hell. Oh yeah, Chelsea Green.
Chelsea
That's right.
Green.
I thought that was cool. Like a lot of people complaining, like, "Oh no, they're burying her." No, I mean it's memorable.
Can we leave that in 2022? The burying and the all that stuff. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
I saw Cardona actually reply to somebody about this, like, and he's completely right. What would you rather her do? Like 5 minutes of her move set, or get eliminated quickly? Like
she's a heel. She's a heel.
and it goes perfect with her new character, the Karen
Yeah.
gimmick. It's beautiful. It's great.
Yeah. At the time, I was like, it's eliminated.
Ah, you were the one.
I
You're
was the
someone
one.
started.
I said it. I was like, there you go. There's your Chelsea Green return. But then it's like, okay, think of it as she was the fastest elimination in the women's Rumble history.
Right.
I guess that sweetens the pot. And then Monday comes along and she gets like an actual gimmick, which is something that she was lacking. Like she didn't have like a character to her. So it's good that she has that. So I'm cool with it.
I loved Corey Graves also said, he goes, I didn't even get to make fun of her husband.
Hey, J-Bone, fill me in. Did anyone buy those Matt Cardona Royal Rumble pants
Undies?
yet?
I don't
Royal
know.
Rumble gear.
The Royal Rumble gear?
I don't know.
Are they going for $10,000 yet?
I don't know. It was on his Whatnot stream. I don't watch that, so I'm not.
Or
really
was
sure.
that one guy that bought the trunks from Cardona and he wore them in the photo shoot? Who was that guy? You know.
Oh God.
Oh yeah,
Oh God. It wasn't trunks. It was his fucking bathing suit.
His
Yeah,
bathing
it was a
suit,
bathing
yeah,
suit,
trunks
yeah.
bathing, yeah.
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 He's getting plastered
His
everywhere.
Speedo.
He's getting put over all over the place. So I mean,
The old Pythagorean theorem package.
That was good. I forgot about
the
that.
math.
I gotta see if I still have that photo.
A squared plus B squared. C squared. That was fantastic.
But
Math
yeah.
equation.
No, I think Rhea was obviously the right one to pick. I mean, we all predicted Rhea was going to win that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought this was
Unanimous.
an entertaining Rumble. I feel like this is
It was
exactly
better.
what the Rumble,
Right.
this Rumble should have been.
I mean,
Everyone
like I'm
got
nitpicking, of course, like Rhea being number one, but again, basing off what happened with the men's, it was very telegraphed. I'm like,
Yeah.
give me some surprise. Like, to be quite frank, I think it would have been like a lot better if Rhea was number 30 and she won, and Cody was number one and he won. But I get that, if he was still hurt, why they couldn't really do that. But
yeah,
or not hurt, but tender, should I say? But I don't know. It was just again lazy booking. Not as much on the men's. Lazy booking.
Marco, thoughts?
No, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's definitely a lot. It was a lot slower than the men's too. It was a lot longer as far as I don't know. It just seemed like it was like dragging on. Like they weren't eliminating anybody in the women's Royal Rumble. Like they like there was like it wasn't one time. I don't think there was like the ring was cleared and there was only 2 people in the ring. It was like literally just piling all the ladies in there, and like,
well, fuck, someone had to eliminate Nia Jax. You think 2 people are going to be able to do that? We needed 11 goddamn people to eliminate her.
You need Rhea and maybe like I don't know who else is super strong there.
I don't know. Dewdrop,
yeah. Dewdrop
used to Piper Niven.
Sorry, that's right.
Got to get used to it now.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I definitely enjoyed it a little bit more than the men's. I love the Oscar return. Huge pop for Oscar.
That's a good pop.
Huge.
I gotta ask, what was so bad about the Dewdrop name? Like it grew on everyone. Did we really have to go back to Piper Niven?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm kidding.
What's I was gonna say, jeez. Yeah, that's it.
Give me back my dude. That's like all of a sudden going back to Pete Dunne. He's Butch now. Get over it.
I don't mind Butch as much as
I don't mind Butch either. Dewdrop just seems.
What's a dewdrop? What is that?
It's
that
a
dewdrop.
Yeah,
that's probably what Vince. Someone was in the creative like, but Vince like, what is a dewdrop? And he pulls out a picture of dewdrop. And he's like, this is a dewdrop.
Jesus,
sounds like
probably.
A Vince thing.
They played it safe.
Oscar. I don't know if this is a hot take. But
hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
Out at the more, it's probably not a hot take. It's got to be Bianca versus Asuka at Mania. It's no other way.
Yeah.
Depending if she's in the Elimination Chamber match, which
Asuka, she is.
She is okay.
They said the final 4.
Yeah, the final 4. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Good point.
I don't know.
Either that or Raquel.
Yeah, I think someone's going to get
Raquel was
swerved.
winning me over at this Rumble.
Yeah.
Raquel kind of had the diesel spot, so to speak, where, she was the up-and-comer that impressed, like kind of like Gunther,
Yeah.
I call it the diesel spot because Pritchard likes to say that, like, they always would find that diesel, like, the one person that would be dominant, and to showcase them, so.
Yeah, I mean, just the presentation of Asuka, like, finally. I mean, I was expecting obviously a change for her, but like I was expecting that they went all in with like the face paint, and I like that they kept it like it still feels like it's Asuka. Like it doesn't feel like it's all of a sudden like this whole new character.
Well, yeah, that was her gimmick in New Japan when she was a heel. She was more like crazy face paint.
Like
if you go back and she did. The cool one was like the Joker face paint, like the kind of like the Heath Ledger looking face paint that she had. Definitely search that. She looked creepy as hell, and she had like these like yellow contacts in her eyes and stuff. Yeah, so I'm hoping they go with the whole heel persona for us. She needs to change.
She gave me some great Muda vibes.
Yeah,
like old school great Muda.
And how'd she manage to look younger? That's the other thing. Like she looks like brand new. Like she just like I don't know.
She doesn't have that green paint running down under her
Yeah,
eyes.
hair shorter. Like I don't know, just new gear. Like just brand new.
She's a great guy.
She's a great gal.
Great gal.
She looks awesome.
You look awesome.
All elite Scooby Doo.
That's awesome.
All elite Oscar.
Oh boy.
Anything else from this Rumble match? Anything else catch your eye?
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, both these Rumble matches were just fine, but they were good fine. Like they weren't
good.
like
Yeah.
bad fine.
I would say the men's was bad fine. This was just fine.
Everything's fine. The Bullet Club is fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. And now let's get to the main event of the Royal Rumble. The Hardy performance. What a fucking performance
Dude,
that was.
So
God,
man, when I looked at my my clock on my cable box and I seen like almost 12 midnight, I was like, is this guy really fucking coming on to do a performance right now? Like, I want to see Roman and go to bed, dude.
I'm still so down.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I don't even know, man. That was, I don't know why they did that. Like,
I think they want him to be the next Kid Rock.
yeah,
My name is Kid.
But simply because he looks like him. Like
Yeah.
Triple H is like, yeah, I think it could be a pretty good investment if we get him.
Yeah, he kind of sounds like him too. Like, he has like his voice kind of sounds like him as well.
Hey, throw some square black glasses on your face and
Bring
grow
back
your hair
Limp
out.
Bizkit, dude. Just like get rid of this guy. Bring back
Throw
Limp
some
Bizkit.
square black glasses on your face, and while you're at it, hard, you just throw a paper bag on your head.
Did you quick
No,
question?
We don't need
Which
it.
which American Badass theme music? Keep Rolling or American Badass?
Keep rolling.
Yeah, of course. Why did they go? They should have went with that.
I like You're Gonna Pay.
But
That's my
that's
favorite.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
Too. That's more Big Evil. Though. That's more Big Evil. You know it now.
I like-
gonna be your judgment day.
I feel like that's a song that my dad would sing to me when I was giving my report card.
You've done it now. You've only got all F's. You've got no A's.
It's gonna be your judgment.
It's all for business this time. All right. Now it's finally time to get to the.
You're gonna pay. You're gonna pay.
You're gonna pay. You're gonna pay.
Oh my god. Dead man walking. You've done it now. All right, let's go.
All right. Time for the main event. Obviously,
baby.
Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, it was all right.
It was all right. I've seen better.
Pretty good.
Pretty good
Moving
match.
on. No,
Next.
like
Phenomenal.
I don't even know where to start. The match was good. Obviously, it was going to be a good match.
I
But
mean,
I
I
don't
think
think
we should.
anyone gave a shit about the actual match.
Well,
I'm not gonna lie.
So if you go back and watch it, you definitely have to watch the full. Like, if you're not invested in the storyline and all that stuff, and they kind of give you like the precursor stuff. If you watch the full match, the whole match is the whole story. So like,
You're right. With
Sami comes out, with Roman, because that was his request. You're stuck with me all night. You're not going nowhere. You're my Sami tonight. That's what he pretty much told him. Comes out.
That's Sami right there. That's my Sami.
Yeah. He pretty much did that at the end. But yeah, like Sami comes out all hyped up, doing his normal Sami dances and stuff. But then as the match progresses, you start to see him like he knew, like, obviously, he knows Roman. He knows Roman's evil. He knows Roman's gonna do whatever it takes to keep that title. But he also doesn't want that other person on the other end to be his longtime best friend, Kevin Owens.
Yep.
But as the match progresses, you see like he goes from like, you don't know if he's cheering for Roman to win when those pins are happening, or cheering the fact that Kevin Owens is kicking out. And you sort of see that towards the end of the match, like on the last few kickouts. You see him get like excited, and then you see that one time where he jumps back on the barricade. He's like, oh, and then he looks over at Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman's like staring at him like, what? You're happy that Kevin Owens kicked out? And that's when you start seeing the transition from him kind of being in the bloodline to not really. Now he's like full on, like, I need Kevin Owens to win this. I just need him to escape this match alive, essentially. And do you want to take it from there, or do you want to talk about the match?
I mean, we'll take it from there. First of all, I guess we can break it down from this point in the match, and then we'll kind of, analyze. But we'll start at, I think the referee gets knocked down. Roman hits a low blow on Kevin Owens, and Roman calls over for a chair, and he's like, "Give me a chair. Give me a chair." And Sammy's like, "But my tribal chief, but you told me not to get the chair. Give me the chair, Sammy." And then he gives him the chair. And then, more shenanigans happen. We finally get a conclusion to the match. Kevin Owens gets pinned, and then all the Bloodline is in the ring. They're all standing there with what I'm wearing tonight. This was actually given to me by Roman Reigns, by the way. That he would.
Oh, awesome!
They needed another white guy, so I am. They were lacking one, so Jay goes to put the. Is it called? It's the lay, or is it like a different?
No, it's called something else. I forgot.
Yeah, that one in particular is something else, but
he puts the unnamed necklace over Sammy's.
He gets ready to.
Or gets ready to, and then Roman stops him and he tells him exactly. He gives him one of these, and then he points over to Kevin Owens. He gets like 10 super kicks.
Oh man,
just chained up with the handcuffs. He gets an ass attack by Solo.
Yeah,
he's handcuffed to the ropes. Roman has a steel chair, and he's about to hit Kevin Owens. And finally, Sammy steps in between. He tells him, "You're better than this. You're above this. My tribal chief, you're above this." And Roman's like, "You know what? Yeah, you're right." And he hands him the chair. He hands Sammy the chair.
You should do it.
You should do it. No tables. Sammy is like stunned. He's like, "What do I do?" And just a quick little breakdown analysis. I think this was the final test.
No, it was the final test.
Yeah, I don't think it was, like being with Roman all night or anything. I think it was like this moment, which I think makes this whole thing even better. That it was like, you think that it's going to be just, Roman has to be with Sammy all night. Like the fact that Sammy has to hit him with the chair, that's the final test. So I think that was good. And of course, like Roman's just getting in his face. He's like,
"This guy's an anchor. He's been keeping you down this whole time." I've watched this match like 10 times. So I'm like, I can play it. He's an anchor. He's been holding you down.
"I saved you. You want to go back and do that jackass shit?"
Yeah. "I love you."
That was my favorite line.
"You're my brother. I love you. He doesn't love you. You're my family.
Doesn't love you.
If you won't, go back and do jackass shit."
And then Sammy, he has the chair, and Roman's turned to Kevin Owens.
Well,
he's yelling at him. I know, hold on. And Sammy looks like he's about to do it, but then Roman turns back to him, and Roman just gets in his face.
Oh my god!
And
he starts crying. Sammy starts crying.
Yeah, he's like, "He crying? Is he crying?
There's no crying in the bloodline." From Paul Heyman.
"Sammy, there's no crying in the bloodline.
There's no crying in the bloodline.
A tribal chief. There's no crying in the bloodline."
And then Roman, I think this was like every part of this was great storytelling, but like the little details. Roman gets up in his face, and Sammy like headbutts him in a little bit. Like he goes up to him
he goes back
for a split second, but then he cowers back down. He's like, "Fuck, I can't. Like I want to, but I can't do it." So Roman's just yelling at him. He's just berating him, just a jackass shit, all that. He's going right at him. And he finally turns back to Kevin Owens one more time to yell at him. And everyone knows everyone knows that it's going to happen at this point. And the crowd's going, Sami, Sami. And then it's like time just stood still. And Roman gets hit with the chair and he falls in almost the exact moment, the exact same fashion of the Shield breaking up, which I think was a great kind of comparison.
And what was great too with Sami is he fucking laid it in.
Yeah, he hit him. Like,
he did.
Yeah.
And the pop. Like, look, when you're in those stadiums, like sound travels up. You normally don't have like huge crowd reactions because of like the way that, the stadiums are. It just doesn't really work. And there were only about 50,000 people in that stadium.
Yeah.
Yep.
How many does the Alamo Dome even hold?
I think it could go about 70, but I mean, like the way they had it structured, it was only like 50.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was sold out. I'm not trying to say like they had seats blacked out. It's just the way they had it structured.
Yeah.
Right. So they could hold 72,000. They were holding like 54, but like
that's insane.
Still, I feel like that makes it even better.
Yeah.
The pop that they got. One of the biggest pops I think I've ever heard. Easily. Huge moment. And to your point, J-Bone, that you say that he really nailed that shot in, you're absolutely correct. Did absolutely nothing to Roman besides just stun him.
Yeah.
He was more stunned than he was hurt.
That's fine. And that makes more sense.
No,
actually.
I don't think he wanted to hurt him. That's the other thing, too.
He knew that, like, he wasn't aiming to hurt. He knew that he wasn't going to be able to hurt Roman.
Yeah.
But he needed to finally just get out of it. And I feel like that's where you get that level of acceptance that he's just looking at Jay. He's like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Jay is just like, I mean, best supporting actor.
Yeah.
Fucking goes
Yeah.
to Jay Uso.
That's my brother.
You were my brother. You were my brother.
brother. You're my brother.
Yeah. It just,
how could you do this?
like he was upset, but then like, I love the story. Don't get me wrong, but this is more of kind of a question. I know we're jumping the gun a little bit, but he was upset, but then he immediately, basically says, I'm out. Like, kind of like.
Oh, that wasn't immediate though. That was a while. Like they're
yeah.
It was like
so
it was
maybe we could explain it further because maybe I missed something. I've only watched it once back.
We'll paint out the rest of the picture. So Jay, obviously, he's going crazy. You were my brother.
Yeah,
and then Jimmy has
just
this look in his eye, like. I don't know if you like everyone's looking at Jay, and yes, but like you look over at Jimmy, and he's got this fucking flame in his eye, and he super kicks Sami, and he falls to the floor, starts wailing on him. Solo gets involved, hits the spike on him finally, and Jay the whole time is just in the corner watching it all happen, breaking down, crying. And then Roman finally gets involved.
Gets up.
He tears the shirt.
Kill him. He tears the
kill
him.
Yeah.
Roman's
he tears the honorary shirt off of him.
Well, you gotta not just yet. They
not yet. Okay.
The shirt. This is all after Jay leaves and they rip the shirt off of him.
So Roman's telling Jay though. Roman's telling Jay, like, you think he's your family? We're your family. All of that. Or maybe Jimmy was saying that. I don't remember.
I think they were both kind of screaming.
Yeah. Roman gets up. Jay's in the corner, and they just continue. Jimmy's just continuing beating the shit out of Sami.
Okay,
and then
it's starting to kind of
to
remember now.
And then they're all taking turns on Sami, and then they turn to Jay because it was Solo got his turn, Roman got his turn, Jimmy got his turn, and then they look over in the corner. And you hear people going, Jay. And then he's just sitting there and they're just like, yo, get over here. And then he's just like looking at Sami. He's not looking at them. He's like looking down.
He doesn't even make eye contact.
Doesn't even make eye contact. He's kind of like leaning on the ropes. And he just fucking drops down and rolls out.
And there was an audible gasp from the crowd when that happened. They all, ooh.
Yeah.
That's when you know you have
to Roman, cut to Jimmy. Cut to Roman, cut to Jimmy. They're just staring at him like, what the You gonna back out on your blood? You're gonna back away from your blood? And then he's he's walking away, gone. And then they just continue. They just continue, rip his shirt off.
Go for it,
Yeah, they continue. Roman gets some more shots. Jimmy jumps on him, gets some more shots. They rip his shirt off, and then Jimmy comes over with the necklace, the flower necklace, and you just hear, "Fuck you, Roman," and then he just so perfect, just takes the flowers and just starts
as he's looking
dropping the flower petals. Dropping the flowers on Sami, this dead body right in front of them.
So symbolic.
And then Jimmy, takes the ripped shirt, and he's like waving it in front of him. Takes it with him. And then as they're walking away, did you before they cut away, did you hear what he said to Solo?
We're at war now, Solo.
We're at war now, Solo. We're at war now, Solo. I'm not sure what that means, but
well, I think it would have been cool if they showed like some type of backstage interaction, maybe something guerrilla. Jay's sitting there like just got his hands, just can't believe it, freaking out, and like you don't have to show the whole thing, but you see the bloodline entering through the curtain, and they're like, "What was that?" And they're just arguing, and then it fades to black. I think, look,
just too much.
Just a bit, okay, just a bit too much.
Yeah, I think you ought to
leave that uncertainty with Jay and
okay.
Friday they maybe address it, maybe not. Maybe he doesn't show up on SmackDown.
All right, fair
Friday.
point.
Maybe
apparently he's not showing up on SmackDown. It's just going to be Roman and Sami tomorrow, which makes sense. You don't have Jay around for a little bit.
And then
look,
that leads us to J Bone's prediction all this time.
Well, actually, my prediction changed a little bit. I really think in some way or fashion, I think this is going to be a non-title match, first of all. And the reason why I say that is they've already announced, it's going to be Cody and Roman. So I think now it has to be some type of non-title. Or you do a three-way match, or a six-way match, where you maybe some combination of Sami, Kevin, Jay, going up against Jimmy, Solo, and Roman.
I wouldn't do that. It's too short of time. But
or
Sami and Roman
or Cody, you could have Cody in there
or Cody, sure. Sami and Roman for the non-title. I don't even know why I didn't think of that. That has to happen.
Yeah,
and here's the thing: if that happens, you give Sami the win. You let him be the first pinfall.
I'd be fine with it either way, but I think it just goes back to my point of like suspending your disbelief. Like Sami could get the win over Roman, and the fans can get invested in it if it happens at Elimination Chamber. Like if it happens with the title on the line, obviously everyone knows that Roman's going to win.
Right.
But on title, it gives you a little bit more 50-50.
And Roman gets pinned. Then that can lead to, all right, now for some other reason, the WWE title gets stripped off of him. He does something dastardly or whatever, because I didn't like the idea of splitting the titles if Roman hadn't been pinned yet. You feel me?
Okay.
So that's my idea. I don't know. And then you can have this kind of play out after Mania. This has got me kind of questioning everything, is Roman going to win this? As far as at Mania, are they going to continue this, Sami? It's got to be continued somehow. It cannot just end an Elimination Chamber.
Well, they've kind of booked them into a spot where you have to finish it at Elimination Chamber.
It's a storyline, right? You don't want to. We kind of talked about this on the Chick Foley show too, about like where do you go after this? Like it's a story, so like you get your beginning, you get your middle, right? Which is the middle happened at Royal Rumble.
And we're still in the middle.
I don't think we're still in the middle. I think we're coming to the end of the storyline.
No, we're still in the middle. I think.
Well, not as far as like the Sami,
how all this sounds familiar.
Wait.
All roads lead back.
No,
to
I'm
the
not
champ.
going. I'm not going as
No, I'm
far-
talking about J-Bone. We're still in the middle.
Oh,
That's
I'm
what I've
going.
been telling you.
I'm
I
going.
mean, I agree with you.
Sami, Cody's.
You
I mean,
didn't
not
agree
Sami.
with me a few weeks ago. You're
Cody
agreeing with
Roman's
me now.
happening
At
at
least you saw the
Mania.
light.
We'll talk
Oh,
about
that's definitely happening. I think the storyline with Roman and Sami will end, but it will continue on with Sami and the Bloodline. Like as far as like, because you have to shift Roman over to Cody at some point. Cody's gonna have to get involved in this with Kevin and Sami somehow. I'm not sure how they're gonna do it.
Well,
but
that's why
what's
you
gonna
say
happen.
you have to have a
Then-
trios match. You have to have
But
trios match.
but the other part of that is what I see this leading to is I think what everyone's kind of predicting is Sami and Kevin getting together, uniting again as friends and taking down the Usos. Because what I think is going to happen is I don't think Jay's out. I think this is all a ruse to keep him off of TV, and then I think at Elimination Chamber he makes his decision on who he's signing with, and he's signing with Roman Reigns. He's not signing with Sami in this, and that's how you catapult the Usos versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn thing. That's what I think's happening.
I think Jay's,
no. You can shake your head.
I think Jay's
That's my
done.
booking.
Jay's done.
That's what I think they want you to think.
No, Jay is done. And I think we're gonna see Jimmy versus Jay at Mania.
It's gotta happen.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's happening.
Jimmy versus Jay, and you could still keep the tag titles in the Bloodline. Invoke the Freebird rule. Solo carries the title.
Yeah, good point. I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that.
I mean, you can, but I like my story better.
Sami and Kevin versus the Usos makes no sense. Like we just had the whole situation of Sami having to pick between Kevin and Roman. So now Jay has to pick now between Roman and Sami. Like we're just going on about. I don't know. I mean,
That's
like,
why I think the storyline's ending soon.
you have
There's
like
no-
this whole thing of like, you know,
There's
building
no
up
other.
how much Jay cares about Sami all of a sudden, and now like 2 weeks later, it's back to normal.
Yeah,
I
no, that's not happening. That's why.
That's why I think the
I mean,
story's ending soon.
we
There's
could
no
even
other way to go.
We could even see a Sami Kevin match at Mania potentially. You know.
I mean, fuck it. Might
You
as
know,
well.
and
I
then-
think
and
you don't
do
think they're
Jimmy
getting
and
back
Jay.
together? You don't think they're going to be?
I mean, I think
united?
in a little, yeah, but I mean, I think
That's
they're-
obvious.
but I think Kevin's be like, look, this is not. It's not all fine and dandy because you took out Roman or you try to take out Roman. We still got our issues, bud. I think and then I think that will be like the final like. All right, now we're back together. Like they're gonna shake hands. They're gonna just put on the hell of a match at Mania. But I mean, what else do you do with Sami besides the tag match?
That's why I'm saying Roman and Sami at Mania. It's not going to happen, obviously.
No,
I've come to
No.
accept that.
Why are
But
you saying it again?
But I'm
Stop putting
saying,
it out there.
like the way that this story is going, you're at the point where you can't do the Usos versus Sami and KO because it just, especially now after it didn't make sense before the Rumble. Now you're doing it after the Rumble. Now, especially, it doesn't make sense.
Oh,
But we still have months to go until Mania. We don't know what's going to happen.
You
between now
could-
and then.
and you could continue the Bloodline feud with Sami and have Sami versus Solo, and then it picks back up with Sami and Roman after Mania.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about picking up the story after Mania is like, feels like Cody is just a get it over with type story. Like,
Yeah.
continue Roman and Cody after.
No, he's going to get. Yeah.
Unless Cody wins the title and Roman and Sami.
I think he's gone,
continue the
actually.
story.
I think Roman's going to be gone for a little bit after this.
Oh,
Because he's been running hard for like the past 3 years. Like, I think
He's
I
been
think
running
he's-
that hard. Let's
I mean,
pump the
not
brakes.
running hard, but like he's done enough where you can he can. I think he's going to disappear and then come back like around SummerSlam.
He's been working that Kevin Nash schedule.
Yeah, but still, I mean, like it's. I think it's that point where you don't want to oversaturate the dude at and he's probably not
Absolutely not,
yeah, and he's gonna be doing other stuff as well. we already know this. Like he has the new teeth and all that shit. He's going to be in Hollywood at some point. Like I think WrestleMania is going to be like the pinnacle of him, like his reign. No pun intended. Comes to an end at Mania. Like I think the whole Bloodline thing is ending at Mania, and then starts because after Mania you start the new season. Like that's what happens. You say after Mania, that's like the pinnacle, and then you start all new storylines and all these. We have Backlash. That's right. So we'll say after Backlash, that's when all the new storylines start and stuff like because you have.
But I'm not good enough to call Backlash.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it's like that's where like the season. It's a season finale for the WWE Universe.
We're at the roads. We've begun the road to Backlash. Can't wait.
The roads to Backlash.
What's Backlash going to be this year without Mr. Backlash on the Raw? Like
I don't know.
Randy, heal up, bud.
Randy,
yeah, we need him back.
You know what I think of what I can't wait for though. I think what potentially could happen with Roman is finally he reunites with his long lost brother, Luther Reigns.
And I have actually, is this a hot
Luther
take?
Reigns throws up the one. Oh no, he's in on this too.
I'm not sure if this is a hot take or a prediction.
Well, I'll give you a hot take.
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
And you guys can shake your heads no all you want, but I think WrestleMania we finally get the appearance of the Great One. I think he shows up.
You know what? An appearance, maybe.
An appearance, he's not wrestling. I'm saying he shows up. It makes it known like
that happening
because the way they said it was like he's not ready now, but he'll do something in the future.
Yeah,
SummerSlam's around the corner. What's to say he doesn't show up at WrestleMania? Huh?
Where is SummerSlam this year?
I don't know.
Down the block.
But I think like he shows up, gives that like nod of approval, like yeah, this shit's gonna happen, Roman. Get fucking ready. We're gonna tear it down at some point, and then I think he shows up. I think he makes an appearance and kind of.
I would hope he makes an appearance after all this shit.
It's LA, dude. It's fucking Hollywood. Of course he's gonna be there.
It could be impossible.
Yeah.
Anything is possible at this point. All right, I'm going to say this right here.
Anything is possible in the World Wrestling Federation.
Anything's possible in the World Wrestling Federation. Here's a little bit of a hot take.
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
And I don't know how much this hot take is, but I think officially the storyline is now like the storyline they've been looking since McMahon Austin. Like it's up there, like that level, like Mega Powers level.
I would say it's like in no order: Mega Powers, Austin McMahon,
Bloodline.
You got lust in your eyes.
I mean, like, not even like I'm thinking like the best storylines, and like
Mega
Daniel
Powers,
Bryan and the Authority was very good, but not in comparison.
I mean, that was Austin McMahon watered down. Let's
and a lot of it was shit.
Yeah.
Like they literally did not do the story in the middle of the story for a while to do the Wyatt family stuff.
Yeah, they kind of pivoted a little bit. Yeah, that's right.
So I don't even count that. Like it's got to be
those three
top 5 all time.
Oh yeah, I think top 3.
At least WWE. If we're talking all the other
WWE.
wrestling companies, I don't know.
I mean, you got the NWO, all that, whatever. Of course, that's big, but
yeah,
this is
DX 97 definitely up there too.
I put it up there.
Shut up.
It's in the top 10.
DX, yeah. DX Nation. That's a pretty good storyline.
The worst stories of all time. Oh boy, but
you still never given a definitive reason why you hate DX 97.
That's true.
I can go through all of the reasons.
Go through all the reasons.
Well, first of all, you can watch the Classic Match Classroom to hear all my reasons.
Okay.
But Sean was just like dumb and annoying. It wasn't even like
that's what he's supposed to be.
It's what he's supposed to be, but it was like taken up to a level that it was like X-Pac heat. Triple H was literally a non-factor. I could give less of a fuck about Triple H that entire run. Rick Rude and China were both there, and I guess they were fine. Obviously, like the Hart Foundation gets involved.
At the join
Brett's
you.
great.
Rick
Brett
Rude's
as a
got
heel
something
is
to say
great.
that.
So I'll give you that.
Shut his mic off and let me get a real look.
Cut his music.
And then obviously Nation of Domination and all of that stuff. I don't even have to touch all of that with the bananas and all that stuff. If you think,
that was
honestly,
That was bad.
bro, this like the writing on the locker room. If you can justify that, be my guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad too.
Be my guest.
I can't.
If you can justify
I can't
any of that.
justify.
Yeah, go ahead. It was awful. It was bad. It was so bad.
I can't.
They're not the most
Rose-colored glasses.
They're not the most influential faction of the Attitude Era, like they said on the most influential. They said on Raw 30 or Raw XXX.
It's Raw 30.
Oh, damn it!
Raw
Got
is
it wrong.
XXX.
That's Raw is 30.
Awful. So bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we got an open road to many different avenues here still. That's why I don't think the storyline's on ending anytime soon. I mean, I can see this played out till SummerSlam at least.
Yeah.
I need someone, and I might just take on this assignment. When this story is done, I need someone to just take everything from this Sami Bloodline feud and put it all into one film and just make a movie out of this story, because it's just so good. This is like cinematic. It's
a good idea.
They're all good actors, man. They've been
best story. It is the best story of the last 20 years.
Longer than that.
Yeah, maybe the best stories are kind of rooted. Yeah, they're kind of rooted in realism.
It's still real to me, damn it.
And I mean, well, with Sami kind of talked about it in that interview he did. He talked about where they tossed the idea around of him, teaming up with So apparently he wanted to do something with Roman, but the powers that be were like, yeah, you're not getting anywhere near our star of the company. Like, we don't want you anywhere near him at all. But then I guess something happened where there was a night, I guess on SmackDown where the Usos weren't there, Paul Heyman wasn't there.
It was Montreal, actually.
It was that was the opportunity that he got, was that one-on-one screen time with Roman that he's always wanted.
That's what started it.
And I think Roman kind of talked about it in an interview a while ago, he brought up Sami. He's like, yeah, he's like, I've talked to him in passing, but I never had a full conversation. He said, I think he'd be pretty interesting to, have a, on screen time with. But yeah, that's how that happened. But apparently they did not want, I mean, I would assume that's a Vince McMahon call that they want Sami Zayn anywhere near him. But he said too, Paul Heyman wasn't really on board with him being a part of the storyline either.
Yeah. You had to win him over a little bit.
Yeah, he had to win over Paul Heyman. Like I said, a lot of these stories are rooted in reality. That's why they come off as good. The Mega Powers thing, Macho Man apparently was really like that, dude. Don't fucking look at my wife or I'll kill all of you. That's what his thing was.
Enough to get me to the boiling point, yeah.
And he hated Hogan too, so that even that
join the club, pal. Get in line, pal.
Yeah, it's that's why you can put it up there with those upper echelon storylines. It's just real shit, dude. It's just I don't know.
Real recognize real, dog.
Real recognizes real. Well, that was a full episode's worth.
Yeah,
I told you it was only going to be Rumble Talk tonight. But
we still have predictions. If you still want to do that,
predictions.
Let's go real quick. I'll pull up.
The card. This card is just I don't even know where to go with all these.
Is it Repug?
It's pretty
a little bit, yeah.
Okay,
they're doing a standard.
Can we just hold off until the chamber? We got 2
I'll
weeks.
let you slide. I'll let you slide.
Thank you. We do have the chamber, so that'll be
All
fun
right.
to predict.
I'll let you slide.
I might lose at the chamber. I don't know where a lot of this stuff is gonna go, but whatever. Well, with
Should've
all
lost
that
the
being
Rumble.
said,
Hey, yo.
it's time that we end this show. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of the Raw Down. Marco, plug your shit.
Oh man, Chick Foley show. We have a new episode out today or yesterday. It came out. We review obviously the Royal Rumble, talk all the figure reveals that happened as well the past week. We have a special guest with us. Guy's name is Trey, better known as My Damn Toys. MDT joins us because he was actually in attendance at the Royal Rumble. And if you actually go back and watch it, he was in the corner in a bright pink jersey. So you can actually see him throughout the whole pay-per-view.
Trey.
Yeah, so he gave us his on the location news and all that stuff that happened, and the highs and the lows and what they thought was going to happen and what didn't happen, all that stuff. So yeah, definitely listen to that. Hopefully do a new episode of Open Mic next week. We'll see who's on board for it.
I don't know how you can top this one though.
I know, yeah, that episode was pretty good. I mean, that was, if you haven't listened yet, definitely listen to the newest episode with J Bone. We had a swell time. Finally get down to find out what the difference is between J Bone and John, and it's very interesting. Definitely listen to it if you haven't yet. It's a fun listen. And if you don't laugh once, you have no soul. That's all I'm going to say. Because we're funny
J-Bone.
bastards.
What do you got going on for coming down the aisle?
Coming down the aisle, I've got Mr. Ivan from Circle of Debate.
Ooh, good pickup.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's such a good talk. So actually, usually the guests bring the match, and he was pretty insistent. He's like, "No, you pick it, brother." I was like, "All right."
Is this his first time on the show?
Yeah. Actually,
Good.
I've been trying to kind of get him on a couple different times, and it just didn't work out. But anyways, yeah. So we talk about some young Anthony action in this episode. The young puke, as I like to call him.
The pukester.
The pukester to the left of me. Pukester to the right. When we watch Bret Hart versus Razor Ramon El Jefe from Royal Rumble 1993. So check
Very
it out.
cool. Very good stuff.
And I get my own Rumble review, of course, and figure talk, all that good stuff.
And of course, the Pod Foundation. You can find all of our stuff, Extra Cooler, Chick Foley, Turnbuckle Tavern, and Coming Down the Aisle, all wherever the Pod Foundation is on Instagram, with your promo codes and your other stuff. Does that mean that I'm in the Pod Foundation because I'm a member of the tavern? Is that how it works? Or is it only like the flagship?
No,
I'm
Oh my god.
You're the security guard.
Yeah, I'm the security guard. I'm just kidding.
You're like Bret Hart's son that carries the Canadian flag around.
No, I'm the kid in the commercial that goes, go get him, follow the Pod Foundation. Everyone's got great stuff. Extra Cooler just posted an episode. So good stuff. I think everyone posted an episode. Everyone's going to post an episode this week. So
yep,
a lot of content for you to allow your ears to accept. So listen to all of it. With all of that out of the way, all I have left to say is, folks, if you liked what you heard, and I know that you did, better have enjoyed it, make sure that you go on down to the turnbuckletavern.com, where you can listen to our podcast, watch our videos, go on our Twitch streams and light up the comment section. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Join the Discord. We're still waiting for a lot of you regulars to join the Discord. There's still some people that need to get in there and join the conversation. And buy the merch. Different ways that you can join our community. Speaking of merch, ProWrestlingTees.com/tavern is the place to do it. Young Anthony shirt.
I'll buy that
Marco
shirt. That shirt sucks.
Boney Khan shirt. Everyone's got a shirt at the Tavern's official Pro Wrestling Tees shop. And then you can go on to Teespring. If you don't find anything that you like on Pro Wrestling Tees for some godforsaken reason, you can go over and check out Teespring, where I'm sure that you will find something. And on top of that, you got stickers and mugs. So who knows what you might find over on Teespring. That's, of course, on theturnbuckletavern.com. And finally, call the tavern at 304-404-2004. That is our hotline. Hear your message played on the flagship show. So just call the tavern, leave us a voicemail. Tell us what you think of the Raw Down. It always helps to get some feedback on the show, be it good or bad. Let us know that you're just going to stop listening and watching our show altogether. And then we'll call you out on it when you don't. Because you're a loyal listener. And we love you. 304-404-2004 is the number to call to hear your message played. Once again, that's 304-404-2004. Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of the Raw Down. I am still your forever champ.
No, you're not.
Forever.
Interim
Forever.
You're the interim champ.
The interim champ, sure. Thanks for tuning in. It was a good show. See you next week. But until then,
Life sucks, and then you die.